Have you ever been woken up in the dead of night by a leg cramp so sharp, it felt like your calf was being twisted by an invisible hand? One second you're resting peacefully, the next you're clutching your leg, breathing through the pain, trying not to cry out loud. Or maybe you've seen it in someone you care about, your mother, your father, your spouse, struggling just to stand up from a chair. Their legs shake a little. They hesitate. And you wonder quietly, when did this start? Why does it seem like their legs just gave out? Maybe it started with something small. A stumble. A twitch. A strange tightness in the calves. You brushed it off. It's just old age, they say. It's just a little tiredness, you tell yourself. But deep down, something doesn't sit right. And here's the thing, you're not imagining it. These aren't just annoying cramps. These aren't random. They're your body waving a flag asking for help. Because for so many seniors, maybe even you, these cramps, these moments of leg weakness, they're not the problem, they're the symptom. A symptom of something deeper going on in the muscles, the nerves, the circulation. And when those warning signs are ignored, that's when falls happen. That's when independence begins to slip away. But it doesn't have to be that way. That's why you're here. And I'm glad you are. Because in this video we're not just talking about symptoms, we're getting to the root. I'm going to walk you through the top 4 vitamins that can stop those painful cramps, help restore strength to your legs, improve circulation, and give you, or your loved one, a sense of control again. And I want you to stay with me until the end, because the number 1 vitamin will be one that most seniors are dangerously low on, and they don't even know it. It's the quiet culprit behind so much leg pain, weakness, and even balance issues. Now, before we dive in, if you're someone who's tired of being woken up by leg cramps, if you've noticed your strength isn't what it used to be, if you're ready to walk with ease again and feel safe on your own 2 feet, go ahead and drop a comment right now that says, "No more cramps." Let's declare it together, because you're not alone in this and your voice matters. And hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more weekly tips right here on Age Well Tips for Seniors. We're not here to throw big medical words at you. We're here to talk like family, to help you live longer, stronger, and better, one small change at a time. Now let's get into it, starting with the vitamin that might just change everything. Let's start with something that hits close to home. A few months ago, we got a letter from Walter, a 73-year-old gentleman from a small town in Minnesota. He told us how his nights had turned into battles. Not just restless tossing and turning, but pain. Leg cramps that came out of nowhere, sharp, sudden, and so intense they brought tears to his eyes. He said his wife would wake up to find him sitting on the edge of the bed, gripping his calf, gritting his teeth. And for a long time they just thought, this is what getting old feels like. He tried stretching. He drank more water. He even gave up caffeine. Nothing helped. Until, during a routine checkup, his doctor ran some blood work, and something popped up. Walter was severely deficient in magnesium. Now here's the thing most people don't realize. Magnesium isn't just some optional extra. It's essential, especially for your muscles and nerves. Every time your muscle contracts and then needs to relax, magnesium is what helps it let go. Without enough of it, your nerves start sending confused signals. Muscles stay tight. They twitch. They seize up. That's why so many nighttime cramps happen. It's not just dehydration or sleeping in a weird position. It's your body desperately calling out for magnesium. And you might be thinking, well, I eat bananas, I'm fine. But here's where a lot of folks get tripped up. Bananas are high in potassium, not magnesium. And while potassium has its place, it's not always the answer. I can't tell you how many people try eating more bananas thinking it'll help the cramps, only to feel disappointed night after night. See, magnesium is found in foods most people don't eat enough of. Things like pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, black beans. And as we age, our ability to absorb magnesium actually drops, especially if we're on certain medications like diuretics or if we're dealing with digestive issues. So what can you do? Start small. Add a handful of pumpkin seeds to your breakfast. Try steamed spinach as a side dish a few times a week. Even consider a gentle magnesium citrate supplement. Something easy on the stomach and more absorbable than others. And most importantly, talk to your doctor before making changes. A simple blood test can tell you if you're low. Walter did. And within a couple of weeks, his cramps eased up. He started sleeping through the night again. His legs felt lighter, more relaxed. And that tension he had lived with for years started to lift just a little, but enough to matter. But magnesium is just the beginning. Because there's another vitamin, one that plays a massive role in leg strength and bone health, and it's one that many seniors are missing without even realizing it. This vitamin not only helps stop cramps, it builds strength from the inside out. Let's talk about vitamin D. Let's talk about vitamin D, a quiet, powerful helper that so many of us forget about until it's too late. I want you to picture something for a moment. Think about your last walk outside. The warmth of the sun on your face, or maybe the lack of it. Did the sunlight feel softer than you remember? Were the skies gray? Did you even get outside at all? For many seniors, maybe even you, time outdoors becomes rare. We stay inside to stay safe, to stay warm, to rest. But without even realizing it, that lack of sunlight begins to cost us. Let me tell you about Clara, a woman I spoke with not long ago. She used to be the heart of her community garden. Always out in the dirt, tending to her tomatoes, checking her flowers. She swore the sun made her feel alive. But then life shifted. A knee injury, some cold winters, the pandemic, and slowly she stopped going out. Months passed, then a year, then two. Now Clara needs help just getting out of bed. Her legs aren't just tired, they're weak. She told me, it's like they don't belong to me anymore. When her doctor tested her blood, one number stood out like a red flag. Her vitamin D levels were critically low. See, vitamin D does so much more than support your bones. It helps your body absorb calcium, yes, but it also directly impacts your muscle function. Without enough vitamin D, your muscles can't contract and release properly. That means slower movements, reduced strength, and more frequent falls. And when those muscles start fading, getting out of a chair, climbing stairs, or walking across a room becomes a challenge. Here's the kicker. Many people think, I drink milk so I'm fine. But here's the truth. If your body doesn't have enough vitamin D, all the calcium in the world won't help. It won't get absorbed. It won't go to your bones. It won't do its job. It's like trying to water your garden without turning on the hose. The tools are there but nothing's flowing. So what can you do? Start with the sunlight, the most natural source of vitamin D. You don't need to lie out for hours. Just 10 to 20 minutes a day, when the sun is gentle, early morning or late afternoon. Let the light touch your arms, your face. No sunscreen for those few minutes. Let your body soak it in. If you live in a place with long winters or cloudy skies, or if getting outside isn't easy, talk to your doctor. A simple vitamin D supplement, usually D3, might be just what your body is quietly asking for. And check your levels. Don't guess. Vitamin D deficiency is silent, until one day your legs feel like jelly and your bones say no. Clara started taking a gentle supplement and made it a point to sit by her sunny window every morning. A few weeks later, she told me she felt a bit more steady. Not perfect, but better. And in this stage of life, better means freedom. Speaking of strength, there's one more piece of this puzzle that most people never connect to their legs. It's not as famous as vitamin D or calcium, and you probably won't hear about it on TV commercials. But when it's missing, you feel it in your balance, in your energy, in that strange, scary numbness that creeps up your feet. Let's talk about vitamin B12, and why it might be the most important vitamin for endurance and nerve power in your legs. Let me introduce you to Eleanor. She's 76, always had a bounce in her step. The kind of woman who loved early morning walks, never missed her Sunday church service, and insisted on carrying her own groceries. But over time, something started to shift. At first, she blamed her new sneakers, said they felt funny on her feet. Then she blamed the weather, said the pavement felt slick even when it was dry. But then came the stairs. One day, Eleanor tripped on the third step going up. A week later, she stumbled coming down. Twice in 1 month. Her family got scared. Her doctor suspected it was her inner ear. Maybe balance. Maybe vertigo. But the test came back clear. That's when they checked something simple, something often missed in older adults. Her vitamin B12 levels were shockingly low. See, vitamin B12 is one of those unsung heroes. You don't really hear about it until something goes wrong. But it plays a massive role in how your nerves function, and how strong your legs feel when you stand, walk, or move. When your B12 is low, your nerves misfire. Signals from your brain don't travel smoothly down to your muscles. You might start to feel a strange tingling in your feet, or numbness, or weakness that's hard to explain. You know those moments where you feel like your legs don't want to cooperate? That sudden feeling that you can't trust your own balance? That could be B12 talking. And here's one of the biggest misunderstandings I see. People assume only vegans get B12 deficiency. That if you eat meat, you're automatically safe. But that's not the whole truth. As we age, our stomach acid levels naturally drop. That means even if you're eating B12-rich foods like beef, eggs, or dairy, your body might not be absorbing that vitamin the way it used to. And certain medications, especially antacids and diabetes drugs, can make it even harder to absorb. So what's the solution? First, don't guess. Ask your doctor for a simple B12 blood test. It's fast, it's easy, and it can tell you exactly where you stand. If your levels are low, or even borderline, your doctor may recommend B12 injections, especially if absorption is an issue. Or you might try sublingual tablets. Those little ones that dissolve under your tongue and go straight into your bloodstream. Eleanor started with injections. Just one a week to begin. And slowly the tingling faded. Her legs stopped feeling so heavy. She told me it was like someone turned the lights back on in her body. B12 didn't change her life overnight. But it gave her back something she thought she had lost. Her confidence. Confidence to walk across her kitchen without grabbing the counter. Confidence to take the stairs again. Confidence to be independent. And that is everything. But we're not done yet. There's one more vitamin I want to talk to you about. And I saved it for last for a reason, because this one ties everything together. It's not a trendy vitamin. You won't hear much about it in commercials. But its job is vital, especially when it comes to circulation, cramp prevention, and keeping your muscles nourished. And here's what's wild. Most seniors have never been told they need it. Let's talk about vitamin E, and why it might just be the missing piece in your leg health puzzle. Let me tell you about James. James is 80 years old, a retired school principal, a proud grandfather, a man who used to spend his mornings walking the block, rain or shine, waving at every neighbor like clockwork. But over the last year, James started falling. Not dramatically, not always painfully, but enough to scare him. He'd lose his balance. His legs would tighten. Sometimes he'd cramp up just trying to get out of bed. He told me, "I thought my legs were just giving out. Like they didn't belong to me anymore." His doctor ruled out the usual culprits, blood pressure, medications, even blood sugar. Then someone brought up a simple question. "How's your vitamin E?" At first, James was puzzled. Vitamin E? Isn't that just for skin? But the truth is, it does so much more. And for James, it changed everything. See, vitamin E plays a powerful role in your circulation. It keeps your blood flowing smoothly, reaching those tiny capillaries in your legs and feet, the ones that deliver oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. It also acts as an antioxidant, which means it fights off something called oxidative stress, damage inside your body that builds up over time and makes muscles ache, spasm, and fatigue quicker than they should. Without enough vitamin E, that delivery system slows down. And when blood flow is weak, your muscles don't get what they need. You feel cramps. You feel weakness. You feel tired and old. But after James added vitamin E to his routine, something shifted. He didn't notice it immediately. But after about 3 weeks, the cramps? Gone. The tightness in his legs? Looser. He told me, "I felt like I got a little piece of my old self back." Now let me be clear, not all vitamin E is the same. One of the biggest mistakes people make is grabbing the first bottle they see at the store. But what you want to look for are mixed tocopherols. That's the full spectrum form of vitamin E. It's what your body recognizes and absorbs best. And if you prefer getting your nutrients from food, that's even better. Almonds, sunflower seeds, avocados, spinach, all great sources of natural vitamin E. Even a tablespoon of wheat germ oil, if you're into old school remedies, can make a big difference. Now, some folks hear vitamin E and get nervous. They've heard it can thin the blood. And yes, in very high doses that's true. But when taken properly and under a doctor's guidance, vitamin E is not only safe, it's essential. Especially if you're someone who bruises easily, gets tired legs, or deals with frequent cramps after a short walk. So if you've tried stretching, drinking more water, and nothing seems to help, it might be time to ask about vitamin E. It might be the quiet little hero your legs have been waiting for. And that brings us to this moment. Because now you know something you didn't know before. You know that cramps, weak legs, unexplained fatigue, they aren't just part of getting older. They're signals. And your body has been whispering them for a while. Magnesium, vitamin D, vitamin B12, vitamin E. 4 simple tools. 4 tiny pieces of a puzzle that, when put together, can help you move easier, sleep better, stand taller. But this isn't just about science. This is about you, your comfort, your peace of mind, your ability to wake up and walk across the room without fear, without hesitation, without pain. So now that you know these 4 power vitamins, let's talk about what all this really means. Not just for your legs, but for your life. Let's be honest with each other for a moment. Scary? Watching your body feel weaker. Feeling like you have to think twice before standing up. Worrying whether your legs will hold you when you take that next step. And if you're watching this not for yourself but for someone you love, a parent, a spouse, a grandparent, it can be even harder. Seeing them struggle with things that used to be second nature. Reaching for furniture just to balance. Wincing in pain when a cramp takes over out of nowhere. It breaks your heart. Because deep down, you know it's not just about the legs. It's about freedom, independence, dignity. That's what's really at stake here. But here's what I want you to hold on to. These vitamins, magnesium, D, B12, and E, they're not magic pills. They're support. They're tools. They're small, powerful ways to give your body what it's asking for. This isn't about chasing youth. It's not about pretending nothing changes with age. This is about taking back control. It's about being prepared. It's about looking at the path ahead and saying, I may be older, but I'm not done living on my terms. And that shift, from fear to preparedness, from decline to choice, that's what real strength looks like. So let's start small. Today, take 5 minutes. Look at what you're eating. Check the back of a label. Add one new food to your grocery list. Maybe almonds or spinach or fortified cereal. Write down a question to ask your doctor at your next visit. Can we check my vitamin B12 levels? Should I be taking magnesium? How's my vitamin D doing? Because small steps, they add up. You don't have to change everything overnight. But one small step today can lead to stronger legs tomorrow. And stronger legs? That means getting up with ease. Taking that walk. Standing in the kitchen to cook your favorite meal. Dancing in your socks to that old song you used to love. Living life without feeling like your body is a burden. You deserve that. You deserve to walk freely. To stand without fear. To sleep without pain jolting you awake in the night. And with the right care, with the right attention and a little love. That kind of life is still very, very possible. You are not too old. You are not too far gone. And you are not alone. Now let's wrap all this up with one last step. Something simple but important. Let's talk about what you can do next. To stay strong, stay informed, and stay part of a community that truly cares. Let's take a moment to breathe and bring it all together. We've covered a lot today. And I know it might feel like a lot to take in. But don't worry, you're not alone on this journey. To recap, here are the top 4 vitamins that can help stop cramps and restore strength to your legs, starting from the inside out. Magnesium, for muscle relaxation and calming those painful nighttime spasms. Vitamin D, to support bones and help your muscles stay strong, especially if you spend more time indoors. Vitamin B12, for nerve health, better coordination, and strength that starts deep in the body's wiring. Vitamin E, for healthy blood flow, reducing muscle fatigue and preventing cramps before they even start. Each of these vitamins plays a different role, but together they create a foundation for better movement, more confidence, and fewer interruptions from pain. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these vitamins have you tried, or are curious to try? Have you felt a difference with magnesium? Did B12 help you walk more steadily? Let us know down in the comments, because your experience might be the exact encouragement someone else needs today. And if you're new here, don't be shy. This is a space where we lift each other up. If you found any of this helpful, if even one sentence made you pause and think about your health in a new way, I hope you'll give this video a like and subscribe to Age Well Tips for Seniors. This channel isn't about chasing youth, it's about embracing strength at every stage. And every week we share simple, science-backed ways to help you live better, move easier, and feel more in control of your health. So, thank you, truly, for spending these minutes with me. It means more than you know. Whether you're watching this at your kitchen table or listening while folding laundry or sharing it with someone you love, I see you. I'm proud of you. Until next time, take care of your body. Stay strong. And always remember, your best years? They're not behind you. They're still ahead. You've got this. And I'll see you again real soon.